Time to talk South Carolina football here on Mark Rogers TV. We do so each and every week with Will Gunter from the all-new early game. Catch him on 107.5 The Game there in Columbia, South Carolina. The Gamecocks trying to bounce back from a maybe mediocre effort, and then, of course, the loss in the SEC to Kentucky the week before. They travel to Texas A&M. Will, how you doing this morning?
Doing great. Ready for another weekend of college football. Hard to believe it's the final weekend of the month of September. We're kind of zipping right through it.
Zipping right through it. The weather wouldn't necessarily let us know that. It's staying hot pretty much everywhere across the country, but I'm sure that will change very soon, at least for some of us. When you look at the game against Louisiana Tech, of course, Parker White had to make good from 31 yards with 4 seconds left to eke out the win against Louisiana Tech. So, you know, the typical reaction against a team in the group of five, especially when you can make the direct comparison, Mississippi State went to Louisiana Tech, had no issues, scored 57 points, is, what's wrong with us? And so what are your thoughts after barely getting by?
Well, I think that South Carolina right now lacks execution offensively. They put up 430 yards of offense, but there's just, if you go back and you watch the game, there's a bunch of tiny little errors that ends up hurting them during the game. The very first drive, you know, Jake Bentley has great stats on the year. 65% completion percentage, is averaging 250 yards a game, 7 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. But he's missing some throws that can convert in the red zone. South Carolina finally ran the ball last week. They still only ran it 13 times with Tyson Williams for 95 yards. So, you know, it's one of those things where I don't think that the issues are as significant as people are making them out to be. But I do think that there's something there in terms of execution that has to be changed. And Jake Bentley, when he's got guys, he has to hit them. We had a former quarterback, Perry Orth, talk with us this week on our radio show. And he said at times he just sees Jake Bentley pressing a little bit too much, trying to make the big play. Perfect example last weekend was he had Brian Edwards in about the second quarter running open down the right sideline. And if he hits him in stride, it's a touchdown. Instead, he overthrows it. And not only is it overthrown, but Brian Edwards couldn't have even laid out and caught the football. It was just badly overthrown. Not something you expect from a quarterback right now of Jake Bentley's caliber. So some execution things need to change a little bit if the Gamecocks are going to find a way to win in College Station this weekend.